yet. And so I'm telling you this to say, this was prophesied that at the end of time, these nations would come against Israel. And now I'm going to tell you something that's already come to pass that proves Bible prophecy. Because you have to understand that these wars, if I was telling you this 100 years ago, these wars were not even in the realm of possibility because Israel was not even a nation yet. And this is what you have to understand, especially if you're my age or you're in your 30s, 40s. You were not alive when Israel was not a nation, but you have to understand all these prophecies about Israel, 100 years ago, 500 years ago seemed totally impossible because the Jews had been scattered all over the world. There was no Israel, right? In 70 AD, the Romans conquered Israel and the Jews were scattered across the world. Israel being reborn as a sovereign nation. And I want you to understand that short of a divine intervention, that was literally impossible. Like I said, in 70 AD, when the Jews were scattered all across the world, humanly speaking, it was impossible for Israel to be reborn as a nation. So, you could have read those prophecies about the wars on Israel and been like, how is that even going to happen? Right? We're so far off from that. But now in 1948, May 14th, 1948, the prophecy was fulfilled where it says, can a nation be born in a day? And yes, Israel was reborn as a nation on May 14th, 1948. Fig tree will bloom again. And not only did he say that, but he also said, this is in Luke 21:24, he said that Jerusalem would be controlled by non-Jews until the times of the Gentiles were fulfilled. So I want you to understand this. Jerusalem has been under non-Jewish control since 70 AD up until 1967, Israel regained control of Jerusalem. This is huge. This was unthinkable. This was unthinkable to happen, okay, that all of this would be reborn, that Israel would actually regain control of Jerusalem. That happened in 1967. Right? But not only that, the greatest sign in Bible prophecy of the end times is what is happening in Israel. And I want you to understand, Bible prophecy does not revolve around the United States. Bible prophecy revolves around Israel, Jerusalem, and the Jewish people. So if you want to know what's going on in Bible prophecy, we have to keep our eyes on Israel. And what is happening today in Israel, this war, you can see, this is the beginnings. That spirit of Antichrist is rearing its head. The spirit of Antichrist wants to destroy Israel, right? And so what can we do to prepare for what's coming? Because you cannot stop God's prophetic agenda. And let me tell you this, but I'll say this. Any person that's a skeptic of the Bible, if you're watching this and you're like, you know what, I don't really know, the Bible's a book written by men, I want to tell you this. The Bible is the only sacred writing that prophesies the future. 1/3 of the Bible is prophecy. And 80% of that prophecy has already been fulfilled down to the smallest detail in complete perfection. So I can guarantee you if the first 80% of those prophecies have been fulfilled down to the smallest detail, you can be sure that these prophecies about the end times are also accurate and they're coming to pass right before our eyes.